Hey guys, what's up? It's your author, Alex Dry, and I am back with another entry of the Dry Diary. Before I dive into this entry, I just wanted to give you guys a little life update. I signed a lease back in LA. I moved the end of January. It's amazing to be back in LA. Recently, with the work situation, doing the podcast, I'm super excited because I have a lot of cool guests coming on. I have always been a person that has had all their side quests, but I've always had a 9 to 5 on top of that. As of recently, I ventured out and just started freelancing and taking my own clients on with social media management. And I don't know if you call it a midlife crisis, but it's just something that I've always been good at. I don't know if it is my passion or what I guess destined to do. And so I stopped the 9 to 5, took on my clients as freelance, which has allowed me to open up space for things that I've always wanted to pursue. I put on the back burner because I'm very money motivated. Whenever you're taking these steps or a leap of faith, obviously there's not as much financial security in it at the beginning, which if you guys are going through the same thing, maybe there's a new business venture or hobby that you wanted to pursue, but you're scared to because it's going to bring less. I'm not saying put yourself in a financial bind, but also just opening yourself up to pursue the things that you've always wanted to, which for me brought a lot of fear and I was really scared to do at the beginning. But now that I've stepped into that, I finally feel like I'm rewarding, I don't know, like little Alex because I'm able to do this. So one of the big things is this year, one of my goals was to walk in Miami Swim Week. So I'm going to be in Miami for a month from mid-May to June. It's really fun. And again, obviously, it doesn't pay like $1 million, but it's something I've always had on the bucket list and starting to trust myself again and realizing I can do everything that I wanted to, but it's something I still struggle with. I had been playing it small because I love to think of myself as like a confident person that knows what they're doing. It can be a little bit uncomfortable to admit, but also incredibly freeing once you see it. I had been playing it small. I don't think it's because I didn't have big dreams or I didn't want more for my life or to pursue these things, but I think somewhere along the way, I just started again. I just started again shrinking myself, maybe to make other people feel comfortable, to avoid judgment, to have financial security, to avoid failing. But I kept hesitating. And there's just a moment that I realized I'm not stuck. I'm just not allowing myself to expand. So I just want to talk about the subtle ways that we play small and the shift that I had because playing small, again, it's not always this some dramatic thing. It can be overthinking everything you say, not sharing your ideas, waiting until something is perfect before you start, staying in situations that feel comfortable instead of align. What's huge for me is I was always trying to stay busy and not doing things that actually moved my life forward. I kept telling myself, I'll start to feel more confident when, or I just need more time, more experience. I need it to be 100% certain. But the truth is, why we play small most of the time is just a protection mechanism. For me, rejection of failure, embarrassment, change, even success, because success often requires becoming a different version of yourself, and change can feel really uncomfortable even when it's positive. I'm 100% guilty. I would shrink myself to stay connected to people who were used to the old version of me. And I think also sometimes we shrink ourselves because being fully seen feels vulnerable. And deep down, we don't fully believe that we're ready for the life that we want. I had to realize that playing it small isn't actually keeping me safe. It was just keeping me stuck. And the life that you want is going to require a version of you who is willing to be seen, who is willing to try to speak up and to take up space confidently. And the moment you stop waiting for permission, that's when everything starts to change and shift. So, I mean, some of the signs that sometimes it can be hard to even pinpoint if you are playing it small. And so I made a little list of signs that I've personally experienced and then what other people experienced whenever they realize that they are playing it small and safe. And so it definitely made me reflect of like, whoa, when did I start doing this? Because me 4 years ago would have never allowed this or never acted this way. So, constantly feeling like you have more potential than what you're currently expressing or the projects you're working on, and you just feel like you are meant for more. You hesitate to share your opinions or ideas, feel intimidated by people that inspire you instead of having an admiration for them, minimize your achievements, wait for validation before making decisions, stay in environments that feel familiar but limiting, and talk yourself out of opportunities, which 100% resonates with me. And so, if these resonate with you, you are not alone. Most people go through seasons of playing small, and I think that there is a difference. I just realized like I have to expand into this next version of myself. And while the growth may start quietly, or I might have not as much financial security, I have to stop apologizing for things that don't require an apology or an explanation and just start trusting myself and the decisions that I make. Because I mean, a lot of people at the a lot of people at the beginning may be like, why are you leaving this secure position to go after your dreams? But I think that just listening to yourself and going after what you want at the end of the day or at the end of your life, you're going to look back and be like, at least I tried it. I may have failed, but at least I did it. Or if the things that you tried become a huge success, then you're going to thank yourself for taking that bet on that opportunity and feel so rewarded and so accomplished. But I think that it's about choosing what feels aligned instead of what feels expected, because you don't suddenly become a different person overnight. You're becoming more honest with yourself, passions, and your desires. And honesty creates a confidence, and that confidence is what will create the momentum. Then the change comes and the success will happen. One thing that is important is playing it small versus protecting your peace, because whenever you do make this change, you're going to have a lot of outside opinions. There is something important about playing it small versus protecting your peace, because you have to remember that expanding doesn't mean you have to make this loud performative announcement of what you're doing. I think that it just means becoming more aligned with yourself. When you stop playing small is you're going to start attracting the right opportunities, conversations, different people, because your energy is going to shift and you're going to have this newfound confidence, and you have stopped waiting to feel ready or waiting for the approval of others. And I guess just stopped waiting for the perfect time. And you start realizing the version of you that you admire and want to become already exists inside of you. She just needed the space to show up. And I think that is what happened for me. I finally allowed myself to let go of the outside expectations of what people think is a successful or a secure lifestyle. And I realize at the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy. And it can be the smallest hobbies in the world, or it can be starting a brand new business. But once you stop playing small and you start owning that, then you're just going to naturally bring in the opportunities without even trying. I guess it's like in some sort of ways like manifestation. And so I just wanted to share with you a little life update because I haven't done that lately, but also just encourage you. You are not alone. And if you've been feeling like something in your life is meant to expand, or you want to try something new, I just want to give you this as a reminder. You don't have to wait for permission, and you don't have to wait for everything to feel certain, because confidence is built through action and clarity is built through movement. And the moment you stop playing small, you're going to create a space for the life that actually feels aligned with you. That is another entry of the Dry Diaries, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.